All right, here we are back at the shop. I know when I come in, I want to get something done on the boat, and I know I want to feel like I accomplished something, but the truth is I wore myself out that last trip out. And then last night, as you know on video number 88, if you watched it, I had a deal I couldn't pass up. So I lost a lot of sleep last night, and I am tired. So that being said, I do feel like I accomplished something. I got this home off the trailer, taken apart. That's the battery that was with it, and over there's the hose reel that was with it, and the pallet that it came on. I got it all cut up and bagged up. Now I'm going to look for a dumpster and see if I can talk somebody into letting me get rid of it because I don't have the room out here for my own dumpster, and it's just another expense. And there's a lot of dumpsters out there, and it's one bag here, one bag there, and you ask the guy who does have the dumpster if it's okay to chunk one bag of boat refuse in it, you know, wood and stuff like that. They usually say yes. You don't want to take advantage of anybody. You don't want to wear out your welcome, so I don't always go to the same one. And at the same time, if I had my green truck out here, I'd just chunk the bags in the back of that and then take it to the dump. And when I get that out here, that'll be the plan, because I still got a lot of more tear out on that to do. But that one bag is in my way, and I do want it out of my way. So I'm going to go see if I can find a dumpster. I don't know if I can. If I can't, well, it's in the back of my truck and it's off this trailer. What's next? I've got a tub right there for metal. There's two kinds of metal, the kind you want to keep and the kind that's in your way. So that being said, this will officially become the kind the bin that I want to keep stuff in the shop in. It's also a place where I clean up my magnet whenever I'm working, and I cut bolts or whatever and hit the magnet, and I just scrape it on the side of that metal bin. They fall down the bottom. Nothing catches on fire if they're hot or whatever. And so I'll kind of use it for both. But the absolute pieces of crap that are in my way, and that thing being full, is what I'm going to try to address the next time I get here. I've got a ice fishing sled that I bought, not to go ice fishing. It's if you were going to walk out on the lake, you'd want something to drag your gear with, and that's what it is. It's a big black plastic tub, and it's not as big as that plastic livestock thing I have over there to winterize my boat with when I want to run the boat out of the water. But it don't need to be. But it's a plastic tub that'll fit in the back of my truck that I'm going to put in the back of my truck. And the next time I come here, I'm going to scoop up all this stuff that I'm going to sort through that and get rid of the stuff that I don't want to keep and get it out of my shop, get it out of my way, get it off my trailer. And there is a steel place in Grafton on my way home that has a bin outside their office that says, if you have something that's in your way and you're not trying to make money and you just want it to go away and it's made of metal, throw it in here, we'll take care of it for you. And I'm not trying to make money on scrap metal, and I don't have the place to store a bunch to get up a ton or two, and there really isn't enough money in it for me to want to deal with that headache. So that's where I'll go to with it. But that little plastic tub will sit on my little plastic bed liner in the back of my truck, and whenever I acquire things that are in my way, I'll just chunk it in that little plastic tub and stop by there on my way home and throw it away. That facility that has that is only has that open during business hours. There's gates up that you can't get to that unless it's before 5 o'clock, I think, on a weekday. But that is my shop plan. My shop plan is to not make a mess and not be a problem, but at the same time keep my expenses down on my refuse. And you're always going to have things that are byproducts of projects that you're involved in. And I'm not in business, and because I'm not in business, I don't have a big dumpster. I don't have 17 dumpsters out back with different labels on it for what can go here and what can go there. But I do have a plan that's certainly workable, so I don't create a problem for my neighbors or a problem for the government or a problem for the dump or any of those things. So that being said, I'm tired. I was going to come in here and clean up on that boat, throw on my gear, climb under there, and spend at least an hour on my back. And the truth is my back hurts, not too bad, but I got in the shower in Oklahoma, and sometimes it just goes that way. Whenever I sit in the truck for 34 hours, and I have to sit there because it's the law, for some reason, at the end of that 34 hours, my back is not better, it's worse, and it's time for me to go home and get some exercise. But right now, what I need is rest. So I'm gonna go home. That air compressor is on its way out whenever the snow melts. I've got a friend of mine that wants it, and if he gets with me and tells me where he wants to put it, I'll gladly deliver it to him. But there will come a day when, if for some reason that plan falls through, I will get a hold of him and let him know that I've got to make a decision, and it will leave one way or the other, probably at least by May. But I'm not going to trip over 2 air compressors in this shop all summer, obviously, and I don't think he would expect me to. But I'll be nice, and I'll give him plenty of time. I told him the snow's on the ground, and it's hard to unload it with this shop crane, and if he had a dry piece of concrete where we could, I could bring the shop crane with me, and if he had a dry piece of concrete, I can reach over there, pick it up, set it down, and away we go. But the truth is, nobody has dry concrete outside, and we'd have to do a lot of work to get some dry concrete somewhere. So that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the weather to thaw out, and then we're going to make some decisions. But this trailer is going to get cleaned off, and that air compressor is going to be sitting there. And I'm not going to go deep into setting up my air dryers and all that stuff until I'm ready to gel coat or sandblast. I'll probably sandblast without the air dryer. I've got the air dryer, but I know I'll regret that. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But I'm going to try to go back out Friday. This is Wednesday. I got in yesterday a little afternoon and pretty darn tired, and then I went and got this air compressor, and I knew I was going to need a couple days to recuperate before I go back out. And hopefully the weather's going to be bad, the wind's going to blow, and Friday's supposed to be a better day. So hopefully I can go home, lay around, play with the grandkids, get some rest, and if the weather breaks, this is Wednesday, if the weather breaks tomorrow and nobody's around and there's nothing going on, I might try to get down here on Thursday evening and do some sanding on this thing, because like I say, that's the big job, is getting this boat ready for fiberglass and getting it, getting that winter project out of the way. But this sidetracked me a little bit, and I'm glad it did, because that is a much needed product in my shop. Thank you, and have a great day.